As the jury continues to deliberate in Donald Trump's criminal trial, Donald Trump was seen in a conference room with his son Don Jr., who was making selfie videos with his dad. Donald Trump looking weak and tired and frankly very confused as Don Jr. is recording this selfie video, and Don Jr.'s like, hey, Dad, should you write some mean tweets? And then Donald Trump's like, I don't know, very proud of your mean tweets. The whole thing is very weird. I'm not going to ruin it. Let me show it to you. But in a bit, I want to show you some posts involving President Biden so you can just see the difference for yourself here. Oh, and I want to also show you something very special that I hadn't seen in a while, which was circulating yesterday that I was just like, wow. Anyway, here's the video that Don Jr. posted. Play this clip.
Hey guys, I'm here with your favorite president. We're cranking out a couple mean tweets at the courthouse. Why don't you read that last one? Because I think it's pretty
I think I'm going to put it out instead of reading it. But I know my son's doing very well on social media. I'm proud of him.
Stay tuned. It'll be a doozy.
I mean, that's such a strange video, huh? They're bonding over like mean and nasty tweets. Like this is the condition and state of the Republican Party. You see Donald Trump there. As I've said before, as you know, the jury's currently deliberating in Donald Trump's criminal trial. They've been deliberating on Wednesday for about 4 hours, 30 minutes plus. They sent 2 notes to Justice Merchan. One of the notes requested information and specifically testimony regarding the Trump Tower meeting where the election scheme was devised, where Donald Trump was present. I think that was an important question, and I think a good one from the perspective of the prosecutors, although it's really hard to, read into these notes that deeper. So I don't really want to speculate. Then there was a second note from the jury where the jury requested that the judge reread some of the jury instructions, all of the jury instructions to them. I think it's important to note there are 2 lawyers on the jury as well. And so that may be why there was this request for a reread of the jury instructions. I think for the lawyers to maybe assist some of the other non-lawyers on the jury. One of the things that Donald Trump said as he was leaving the courtroom is he had said that he thinks Mother Teresa would not be able to beat these charges. That was a line that Donald Trump said here. Watch what he said yesterday as he left court. Play this clip.
Thank you very much. I would say, in listening to the charges from the judge, who's, as you know, very conflicted and corrupt, because of the confliction, very, very corrupt. Mother Teresa could not beat these charges. These charges are rigged. The whole thing is rigged. The whole country's a mess between the borders and fake elections, and you have a trial like this where the judge is so conflicted he can't breathe. He's got to do his job. And it's not for me, that I can tell you. It's a disgrace. And I mean that. Mother Teresa could not beat those charges, but we'll see. We'll see how we do.
And then Donald Trump had his spokesperson, Alina Habba, parrot that line as well and say that Mother Teresa couldn't beat these charges. Play this clip.
And I think that's why the president's comments and sentiments are exactly accurate. Mother Teresa really couldn't get out of this one, because if you say, if you have intent for a scintilla of a second, and it could be for anything, for any one of these 4 things, taxes, campaign, all the things that frankly they showed no evidence of, but they gave them so much breadth that I have concerns.
Yeah, I don't think Mother Teresa would have been involved with a adult film actress and made hush money payments. I also think Mother Teresa would probably have testified, but just very strange to invoke Mother Teresa. Then, as Donald Trump was leaving the courthouse as well, Donald Trump was whining and complaining that the prosecution did not call witnesses that work for the Trump organization. How odd is that? You could have called them. Take a look at what Donald Trump said here. Play this clip.
Time ago. But a lot of key witnesses were not called. Look at your list. Look at the players. And you know who I'm talking about. You can take 5 or 6 of them. Why didn't they call those witnesses? They didn't call them because they would have been on our side. And it's a shame. And in particular, one witness who's now suffering gravely because of what's happened, because of the viciousness of these thugs, the vicious people, what they've done to that person. And you know who I'm talking about. And they didn't call him as a witness. They didn't call anybody as a witness. And all these people they could have called and solved.
And then Donald Trump repeated that line again, that there were lots of witnesses who the prosecution didn't call. Play this clip.
There are a lot of witnesses, a lot of people that they could have called that they didn't call. Now, they didn't call them, obviously, because they would have been very bad witnesses for them. But take a look at the list. Because of the gag order, I won't go down into individual names. But you have a lot of big players, very big players, that would have solved their problem or actually would have given us the win. We already have the win. If we had a fair judge, this case would have been over a long time ago.
Well, first and foremost, you could have testified. You told everyone you were going to testify. You didn't. One of the things that your lawyer, Todd Blanche, argued during his closing argument is that the prosecution should be faulted for not calling to the stand Eric Trump and Don Jr., since their names appeared as part of the criminal conspiracy as well. Pretty odd to throw your own children under the bus, but don't you think that the jury would probably reflect on that and go, wait a minute, why wouldn't Donald Trump call his own children? If you called Robert Costello, the MAGA lawyer who just did horribly on the stand, and then who else did you want the prosecution to call? Alan Weisselberg, your own former chief financial officer who's currently serving time in Rikers Island for engaging in perjury in the civil fraud case after previously serving time on Rikers Island for fraud, convicted of 2 felonies. You could have called him. It's fairly basic if you wanted to call him to the stand. Or what, your personal bodyguard, Keith Schiller? You could have called your personal bodyguard, Keith Schiller. The fact that you didn't call them, I think, speaks volumes. Oh, and then Donald Trump repeats this over and over again, that nobody even knows what the crime is here. And this case should just be dismissed right away so the judge can save his reputation. Here, play this clip.
The other thing, the confusion is nobody knows what the crime is because there's no crime. Nobody knows what the crime is. The DA didn't name the crime. They don't know what the crime is. That's what the problem is. It's a disgrace. This thing ought to be ended immediately. The judge ought to end it and save his reputation. Thank you very much.
So in addition, everyone knows what it's falsification of business records. That's what this is, falsification of business records. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. And on the app, it lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs and gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workout, sleep, and even stress management. All you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. Then Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for that day based on your measurements. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals so you know exactly what's going on in your body in real time, and Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. Your metabolism is your body's engine, and it's how your body turns the food you eat into fuel that keeps you going. Because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does, optimal metabolic health translates to a bunch of benefits, including easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, better sleep, etc. Lumen gives you recommendations to improve your metabolic health. It can also track your cycle as well as the onset of menopause and adjust your recommendations to keep your metabolism healthy through hormonal shifts so you can keep up your energy and stave off those pesky cravings. The key to metabolic health is something called metabolic flexibility, and that's where Lumen really shines. It refers to your body's ability to efficiently switch between using different fuel sources like carbs and fats. There are preferred times to use each and how well you can switch places you on the metabolic flexibility spectrum. After getting to know you through your breath, Lumen gives you a metabolic flex score that you can track and improve upon. So if you want to take the next step like I did in improving your health, here's what you got to do. Go to lumen.me, lumen.me, and use the code MIDAS, MEIDAS, to get $100 off your Lumen. That's LUMEN.me and then use the code MEIDAS, MEIDAS, at checkout for $100 off. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. Donald Trump then posts, I never knew Shannon Bream, Fox, was so naive. In her interview with my representative, Alina Habba, Shannon just suggested that crooked Joe Biden was not involved in my show trial. How stupid. Not only is he involved, he is virtually leading it and all of the other trials as well, meaning his people, because he's not mentally sharp enough to lead anything. Just take a look at the DOJ White House thugs involved. Again, it's just deranged lies over and over again. He posts this weird photo of himself, election interference, exclamation point. Then he writes, the scholars and legal experts are saying there is no crime. The right-wing pundits on Fox who prepare these articles, so the lady who works for you can bring over these articles, who you pay over $100,000 from your political action committee to follow you around with a portable printer. Donald Trump's next post, crooked Joe Biden just announced that he will speak for a change at the end of his trial against me. Yesterday, he sent his mentally challenged servant, former actor Robert De Niro, to create a little chaos in front of the courthouse and to influence the trial, election interference. Well, De Niro really got under their very thin MAGA skin, obviously. And they call Robert De Niro mentally challenged servant. It's pretty strange. Trump also posts a fake AI photograph of Mike Tyson with a Trump shirt. It's not a real photo. We exposed that on MeidasTouch.com. Also, one of the things that Trump had MAGA World kind of spread over and over again is that the judge, Justice Merchan, just told the jury that they do not need unanimity to convict. Just 100% false. They just spread lies constantly. As Bradley Moss writes, people keep harping on this but are missing the context. The jury has to be unanimous that Trump falsified the records and did so with the intent to commit another crime. They do not have to be unanimous on what the other crime was. That's just the rule under New York law. You still have to be unanimous that Trump falsified the records. That's the threshold issue where you require a unanimous jury on the crime. The judge was just following what New York law is. This isn't some complicated, newfangled law. This law exists and has been followed before, over and over again. As our editor-in-chief Ron Filipkowski writes, Fox lies all day, every day, and our republic continues to suffer from effects those lies have on millions of gullible Americans. But the Murdochs don't care, and their hosts don't care. It's all about the ratings because ratings make them rich. And then, of course, Donald Trump posted this. Congratulations to the United States Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito for showing the intelligence, courage, and guts to refuse stepping aside for making a decision on anything January 6th related. All U.S. judges, justices, and leaders should have such grit. Our country would be far more advanced than its current status as a badly failing nation and headed by the worst president in American history, crooked Joe Biden. So to be clear, you had Justice Alito fly an insurrectionist flag, then lie about it, throw his wife under the bus, and claim that his wife did it in response to a neighbor fight, which we now know the fight took place after, not before, the insurrectionist upside down flag was put up. Then Justice Alito also had another insurrectionist flag at his New Jersey beach house mansion where he apparently lives this lavish lifestyle as well, but he had a flag there. And as Edward Isaac Dovere points out, Trump thanks Alito for not recusing himself from cases pending about Trump after Alito was criticized for a flag flying at his house that has been interpreted as a sign of support for Donald Trump, 2 of them to be exact. But take Donald Trump's posts and compare them to what President Biden is posting. President Biden writes, gas prices are down $1.40 from their peak after Russia's war, but they're still too high. My administration is releasing 1 million barrels of gasoline from the Northeast Gasoline Supply Reserve ahead of July 4th, which will lower prices at the pump when folks need it the most. President Biden writes, you shouldn't have to jump through hoops to get what you are owed. My administration is requiring airlines to provide automatic refunds when flights are canceled or significantly changed. Americans deserve a better deal. President Biden writes, as the summer travel season begins, my administration is working to get Americans a better deal by mandating that airlines show upfront the price of checked bags, flight changes, or cancellations. All told, it's going to save families $500 million a year. President Biden writes, thoughts and prayers are not enough. It's time for an assault weapons ban. And you saw all those videos of Donald Trump. Compare them to President Biden right here at a really powerful speech that he gave in Philadelphia. Take a watch.
Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. You got it, kid. You got it. I've shown you who I am, and Trump has shown you who he is. And today, Donald Trump is pandering and peddling lies and stereotypes for your votes so he can win for himself, not for you. Well, Donald Trump will have a message for you. Not in our house and not in our watch.
And so this is what I wanted to share with you as well for all of you. And I know most of you watch these videos until the very end. This was something that came across my feed in the past 12 hours that I wanted to share with you. As you see the lies, the grift, the disinformation spewed by the biggest con artist of them all, Donald Trump, and his takeover of the Republican Party that's gone full-fledged MAGA. Remember back in 2016 when Marco Rubio was running against Trump, and Rubio was viewed as, at that time, some up-and-coming star. The Republicans were trying to put him out there like he's the next Obama. Remember that? And he drew some very big crowds as well. Ultimately, he split the vote with others who were in that Republican primary. But remember what he said about Donald Trump. And as I watched this video of Rubio, my jaw drops. I remember he said this, but seeing it again was like, wow. I wanted to share it with you. Let's play it.
The stakes are giving control of the party of Lincoln and Reagan, of the conservative movement, and ultimately of the United States over to a con artist. That will not happen. I make this promise to you today. I will do whatever it takes. I will campaign as long as it takes. I will stay in this race as long as it takes. Donald Trump, a con artist, will never get control of this party. And the time has come for you. I know some of your friends have bought into this. Listen, friends, don't let friends vote for con artists. It is time to open our eyes. It is time to open our eyes. We cannot allow a con artist to get access to the nuclear codes of the United States of America. It's a big fraud. And it's time to open our eyes, and we will in the days and weeks to come. I'm confident of it.
So there you have it, folks. We'll keep you posted on everything relating to these jury deliberations. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. We so appreciate your support. Have a good one.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.